Right, and we're on air. Hi everybody and anybody. So this is the first time we've done this live on air. We've tried it out a couple of times before. What we're going to try this afternoon is do a couple of C# code katas. If you're not familiar with the concept, it's some tentative link to Japanese martial arts involving practicing things over and over again to get better at them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on a text to ASCII, an image to ASCII art coding dojo. You'll be able to see it on the screen now. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a program that takes this wonderful yellow rubber ducky and turns it into something that may look like this or may look more like a rubber duck. We don't know. We don't really care yet. We'll work it out as we go. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do some ping-pong-pairing. What that means is one of us is going to write a test, the next one's going to make it pass, and we're going to go back and forth, going through the traditional TDD red-green refactor cycle and building something that actually gets this done. So this is going to be a bit of an experiment. It should be exciting. We'll see how it goes. So I'm here with Chris Bird, and we're just going to kick off. So let's get this out of the way and get back into Visual Studio. So where are we starting?
Who's running the first test?
You alright the first test? You got a smirk.
I'm trying to decide how evil I can do my first test.
Then because you try to be evil, I'm going to write the first test.
I'm
going to write the first test.
Then you're going to make me remember how to write C#.
We'll work through it together. It's fine. So Chris, mostly is working in Clojure at the moment, so this is a bit of an interesting experiment. So, okay, we've got a first test. So what's the simplest thing we can do? We've got a picture, we've got a load of text. Okay, 1 pixel.
Yeah.
One white pixel. That seems like the sanest first test ever. Actually, no, null. Given a null, just want nothing. Nothing, an empty string. So we're going to have some kind of, let's be really, really cheap. So output is ASCII thingum convert null. And we'll just create this whatever, and we're going to assert that output is equal to string empty. And now we're going to use the ncrunch plugin to just run these tests all the time. Just do it. Let my tests run. Bang. And what ncrunch does is it runs in the background every time you press a key. It'll run the tests and run the code. So as you can see here, we've got a thing that has a convert method. We're passing it null and it's crashing because there's not implemented exception right here. So Chris, do you want to take over?
Oh, complicated.
I wonder how you're going to make this pass.
And string not empty.
Boom.
Ooh.
That's the Windows key.
Yeah, I'm going to push that.
So Chris is on a Mac keyboard, I'm on a Windows keyboard. This is confusing for everybody involved. Do you want to write the next test?
Okay.
So let's come back up here.
So, given that we've given it nothing, we want to convert maybe 1 pixel.
Yeah, I reckon 1 pixel. 1 default white. So 1 white pixel should be the most empty. If we're building ASCII art, it should be a space.
Yeah.
That's what my gut says. So we'll go with it.
Now, I'm interested how we're going to give this test data.
And this is where I'll help you through some C# food, probably.
Well, it was interesting. So converting null.
Yeah.
So
that's a null thing.
The null thing. So instead we need to give it something.
So it's going to be a bitmap. We're probably going to give it a bitmap. That's the way that the .NET mostly deals with images. So a bitmap is made up of pixels. I can't remember the API, ironically, given that I've done something very similar to this a week ago. We'll work it out. So yeah,
given
one white pixel.
Now, given 1 white pixel, expectation,
get a space.
convert to a space. So we're going to go for our ASCII.
So I think the thing that you might be looking for here for your precondition is single pixel equals new bitmap. I can never remember this API at all. Yep, system drawing bitmap, and I think you can just give it dimensions.
Yep.
Somewhere down here. I think you can
Familiar
just do
from
1 by 1. I think that's roughly what you're looking
yeah,
for. That's a bitmap with 1 by 1 XY, and it initializes to white.
Ooh, handy.
But you can set it explicitly, I suppose, as far as the
Yeah.
thing we want to do in a test.
So our ASCII thing, going to convert our single pixel bitmap and
Windows key again.
window no Control R N or
Method, what are you trying to do?
no field F no local variable hey
Just type var. Just do var thing. No. Oh, the fun, yeah.
Oh,
and you
dear.
can just, see,
Yeah.
done.
Well, I'm used to
Introduce variable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
and then
Before we went on air, we had a conversation about keyboard shortcuts where we discovered that our keyboard shortcuts are mutually incompatible.
output yeah.
Autocomplete.
Autocomplete really wants to give me out rather than
Yeah.
output. Okay, is
Not that. Definitely not that.
this is
It's
going to
got
be an interesting afternoon.
You getting there.
Equal to empty. There we go.
Boom. And then, so we've got our thing down here. Great. And it's failing because, cool encrunch awesomeness, failing because string empty. Brilliant. Okay. So, first, let's do this. And it's going to return strings. Let's fix up these method signatures. Okay. If bitmap null, return string empty. Oop, page down. Return space.
Okay, your turn.
Right. So convert given one black pixel converts to hash. We'll go with the hash spelling. And this is where you realise this is blatantly a test case because copy pasta. So here we're going to do single pixel. Set pixel. Yeah, and I think got it. So I'm setting. I think this is confusingly 0, 0 rather than so the dimensions are 1, 1. So 1 index versus 0 index. Color black. No, so I'm setting a black pixel, and actually just for clarity, let's do that here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, and what we want here, let's go for a hash to start with. I think there are darker symbols we can come up with from character map, but we'll go with a hash.
That'll do for now. Okay, so the question is, do I take a leap here or not? So we know it's not null, but if the bitmap dot how do you get the first pixel? Is it get pixel 1, or is it 1 1, or is it 0? Is it 0 indexed or is it 1
I think it's 0 indexed here. I think it's 0 0. No.
Yeah,
So we're making a 1 1. We're setting 0 0.
Yeah. Dot. Is there a get color?
Get brightness, get hue, get saturation.
Oh
no. So I think I know what this is. This is a color. So let me
so
me
get
grab
pixel
this out
returns
here.
a color.
I think this is a color here. So
yeah. So I should be able to say, well, I could do two things here. I know that with RGB colors, I can take any one of them and prove that it's black.
Yep.
I can say, give me red, and say, is it equal to 255? And that will tell me it's black. Return.
We'll take it.
Where's the hash key?
The hash key is here.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's like keyboard mapping hell. There we go. But it failed.
You broke everything, Chris. You broke everything.
Yes.
And why did you break everything? Because the R value of white is also 255.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Wrong way around. There we go. That's why we have tests.
Bingo. Okay, great.
Got my colours back to front.
So we've got a black and a white. What's the next test?
We could either head towards a larger area or head towards the different gradients of grey in between 0 and 1.
I think a larger area is the natural first thing.
Yeah.
Because we know we can get a monochrome thing out of here. As it stands, we can get monochrome. So yeah, let's make sure we can do dimensions. So the next test, whose go is it?
It's mine.
It's yours. Go nuts.
Okay.
2x2?
Yep. So for now, I could introduce these as parameters to the convert to say how big of an area I want. Or we could take that ASCII thingam and provide a parameter of how big the area to convert is.
Well, I think as first principles, let's just put a bigger bitmap in. Just put a bigger bitmap in and see what happens. It's obviously going to break right now.
Well, it'll
do the first pixel.
It should pass. If you,
okay.
So
let's do it.
So convert. Spell it right. Given.
But what we want is we want two white pixels side by side.
So even with 2 white pixels, you're going to get a passing test.
Prove it. Prove it.
So okay. Given 2 pixels.
Yep. And we expect 2 spaces here.
Expect 2. I see what you mean. So you're going for 1 pixel equals 1.
Exactly.
Whereas I was thinking
You're thinking of downsampling.
Well, yes.
You're running ahead.
Expect 2 spaces. Okay. So new bitmap.
Should we refactor some of this here?
Yeah.
Because this is repetitive and nasty.
What is it? What's the dimension?
So it's,
is it x?
So it's xy.
xy. Okay, so 2, 1. And then we're gonna go. What have we got? This is 2 pixels.
Yeah.
Which is the end of one. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna.
So I guess we just set pixel again.
2 pixels dot set pixel 0 0.
So xy. So 0 0.
And then color white.
And then 1 0.
2 pixels dot set pixels 0. No, 1 0.
Yeah, 1 0.
Color white. ASCII kingdom dot convert 2 pixels.
Probably Alt Enter will give you.
I'm going to stick with what I know because then I can actually get through this without making a mess. That output really wants to give me the word out. That is 2 spaces.
Boom. And that blows.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything else is still passing, obviously, because it's the first pixel. Right. So I guess this is the real meat of it, isn't it? So let's just sketch. It's more just a regular for loop. And upper is bitmap. So going across. Get width. 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 Great.
Property.
Boom. So this pixel is bitmap get pixel. Yeah. So we're going on the same Y but different X. So that's actually X. And instead, so probably some kind of buffer, so output equals new string builder, and we'll take that, and then we want to pick this up from here, so that's dead now. Let's put this in here. Crap.
Oops.
This pixel R, and we're going to do output append, get that in there, and we're going to do else output append.
Oop, it's got you as well. Damn you, Visual Studio.
I think it's resharp for being too smart. And then we're going to return output string.
Hey!
Ooh. I was
Okay.
going to say that looks fugly, but we'll take it. That worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so similar to, okay, first I want to refactor some of these because this is annoying as hell at the moment. So rm create bitmap, and what do we actually want in here? Width int height color fill.
You can provide it just rather than. So you could provide it with a set of colours.
Let's just take this all the way down to the bottom. 1 by 1 black. Cool, so that's, no, that was white. Thank you, tests. Black. 2 by 1 white.
Ooh, will that code do that? Or is it not? Oh, we're not finished the bit yet, have we?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We'll come back to that.
No, you can do that.
Just don't want to spend too much time writing code in this little helper method to start with. But you're right, we'll come back and we'll finish that refactor because there's definitely a thing here that makes these tests more readable. So what I want to do next is,
I think we it might warrant a builder in a minute.
yeah, exactly that. Given 2 pixels, 1 white, 1 black, expect space hash. Space hash. We'll go with space hash. 1 white, 1 black. So we should get something that looks like that.
And it should.
No, that works.
Yeah, we'll work in that direction, but not work in the other direction.
Okay, so as soon as my test passed, I'll be alright the next one as well. And then 1 black, 1 white, expect hash space.
That'll still pass.
I don't. Yes, it will.
Because you
given
need to go
2
in
pixels.
the Y direction.
Given
2 by 2.
or just the other way around. So 1 by 2.
Yeah.
Bitmap 2 pixels high. It's about as close as I can get. 1 white, 1 black. Expect white, new line, black. These tests have fairly terrible names right now, but we'll go with it. So we want 1 by 2, a white by black, so that's obviously now failing here. So what I want is 0 is white, and we're just going to change this here to that, and the expectation is going to be really annoying, probably that, and it's failing because we just have the space.
Yep.
Go nuts.
Okay, so if we go across and then
Just nested loop, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is going to go across, then down.
Yeah.
So 4 int y.
Bitmap.height.
Height, yeah.
Yeah.
And y plus plus.
Go on, just wrap it around the whole thing. I'm not sure what key combination you hit there.
I found a whole new key combination.
Let's go for this.
Let's go with that. I'm going to use the mouse.
There you go. And even... Ooh, look.
Hey.
Auto formatting. There we go.
Right, okay.
So something is wrong, but we've got different colours here.
Yep. So... what is calling that?
You can click it.
Covered by 4 passing tests and 1 failing test. Average execution error. Okay, so it's still the 1 failing test.
It's still the test that was failing. I think it just the colours changed because
put a Y in here.
Yeah.
And then every time we end a...
now you've broken everything.
Yeah. Every time we end a row, let's put in... This is going to break absolutely everything.
Yep.
Outputs. Dot append. And then we're going to put in... Oh, is there a...
Environment new line.
Yeah,
Yep.
environment
new line.
Is there a constant for that? Right.
Okay, so let's take
How many things have I broken?
Let's take a look at all of the failing... Oh, no. It's
No,
all right.
one passing.
It's
one
alright,
passing.
the guard check
So
still
these are all going to
works.
fail because they've now got new line characters that
You got
terminate
it.
them. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, we got this. We've not really broken anything else. That one has all of the new lines.
Time to fix the tests.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Should we just go for ingenious hack? Trim the final new line. Just trim the final new line. Done. We'll refactor it. It's fine. It can suck now.
Oh, that's more of a... I don't know. I think... The question is, should these things end with a new line at all?
Well, the lines should.
If we don't care about the last one ending with a new line, then you're right. You could trim those off. But you're still going to get...
Well, I think if we're rendering to output, ASCII art doesn't look like ASCII art without new lines.
I think we should put the new lines into the tests.
I mean, it's either that or we switch the API so that it returns an array of lines rather than a blob of text. So it returns a list of lines.
Yeah.
That might be a neater...
You're still then going to have to write something that does that.
That does the new lines,
yeah.
right? So there's some concept of a renderer.
Hmm.
But at least it gets the monkey
I'd
code out.
I'd pull that out the other way round though, maybe. So the quickest way to fix this would be... I think it would be for now.
Trim the final new line.
Yeah. Or how does it look with...
Horribly.
Does that actually fix the test? No, apparently not.
Save it on this one.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was actually looking at the wrong one. No,
because that's a space. No, you've tried to fix the wrong
Yeah.
one. Look. So if we take that off here, it'll fix these tests. See?
Yeah, because the single ones, but for the double it won't.
Whereas I'm pretty certain. Let's just be nasty and hacky. String. Trim end. Can I trim end certain characters? Yes, I can. So I can trim end, new. Now the keyboard shortcuts are getting me. Yeah, new character array, environment, new line. That's because it's a string, it's not character. That's really annoying. Okay, we'll do a substring.
Well, you can just do two char array. Environment.newline.
No, because I don't want to. Do I want to remove all the R's and N's independently?
Doesn't matter for now.
So bear with me. Length is pre-process. So I want to get a substring from 0 to the length minus
2.
Environment, new line, length. The world's longest string. No, everything is still broken.
Yeah, I think because some of the tests have got new lines in the middle, we're gonna have to go through and.
No, look, all these passed.
Yeah, these ones pass the single lines, but when we get to the 2-line ones, they start to.
And why is that? Does this look right?
And that might be a bug.
Given 2 pixels, why is there a new line? I know what this is. I'll let you work out why that worked.
No, yeah.
So why did that work? Because we were going across and the pixels are...
Yeah, I was going across and down rather than down and across.
Yeah. No, we were going along the X first, and we were inserting a new line every new horizontal.
I told it to go for a new line every time it went down the X.
Of course. That's really funky syntax, but it's accurate. So, dodgy hack is hack and works. I'm going to leave it there for now. So, I wonder if changing the API now to return a list of strings will make this easier to test, because I don't like this. Like, that's ugly. There's a lot of mental... If I read this, there's a lot of mental parsing that I'm doing reading this test. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. So, how do I want to do that? Okay, fine.
So you can push it down a level.
Let's do this, right? So I'll have this returning a string array. And let's just go with convert bitmap. Obviously the overload isn't really going to work here. Convert to array. We'll do that. And that calls convert to array. Array. For each var line in array. Naming here is terrible. String builder. Append line. Return SB to string.
Does append line put new lines in for you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Simple as that. So that'll do that, but we're not building at the moment because we're returning.
That's got to go up a level.
Yeah, so that actually will do that.
Well, you could just move that whole statement up one level.
Change this to an INumerable string. Pre-process, of course. So this here is now junk. And instead of appending, instead of a string builder here, we want a new list of string. Typing. No, so we want this line plus equals whatever that is. Shut up. Ooh. And we're going to add that there. And then at the end here we're going to say output add this line. And if I just return here output, I think everything will still pass. Swing and a miss. Nothing at all passes.
Oh no,
so
the first one still passes.
the first
the
one
null.
passes, the one that will always work. So why is that? Because ironically we're not trimming our final thing here. So there's this piece here that we can
output to S3,
that
that's
there.
it.
Let's just change that there. Now
Yep.
everything will go. Ooh,
Ooh, few greens.
interesting. So length cannot be less than 0. Interesting, it's because of this null check, isn't it? So you were entirely right when you said this. The very worst case could be in both places.
Well, if you check for null, that can only ever return you an empty now, so you don't need to check
Exactly,
for...
we could pull it out. Or we can even make that private. And then we can trim all this cruff from here. And actually now we've got the test passing, we can refactor the tests a little bit. So here, yes, of course, we don't want to make that private. We want to keep that public so we can test it. Actually, we'll do that anyway. But it means that for these tests here, these are testing convert. Is this a completely separate thing? This thing here, is this a different thing? This feels like some kind of output formatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's... just going to grab this here. I'm going to cut it. Paste it in there. And we'll take this here. I'm going to call that convert again. And all the tests will go red. That's fine. I'm going to keep that condition actually. Just put that in there. So we'll come back to this bit here. And we'll change these tests, so instead of them looking for this here, we can say output 0.
Yeah, although now we're going to remove... We're going to removing tests from the other class.
Possibly so. Let's just do that. So it's now returning lists of strings. So output 0, so effectively the first line here, first line, what it does is it means that we can take this here.
Yeah.
So the first line is that, the second line is that.
Yeah.
Green,
Awesome. Yeah.
green, green, green. I like that better, it's easier to rationalise.
The bit I'm concerned about now though is that we've created this new class which actually has 0 test coverage.
0 tests here, yep.
Sure.
Right, so let's rectify that. So convert. I don't like the name convert anymore. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Given single
format
row, yeah, returns string from list. We'll fix that name in a minute. Yeah, format will take it.
Now we've got an odd mix in here as well. We return half array, half string. That's something else to come back to later.
So list equals new list string.
Yeah.
So if we give it a, formatter format list, assert that output is equal to A. And
well, so now
and
we've got this hack in. Should we not take the hack out before we?
So let's come back to that. We don't need that anymore. And it's for each line in array. So this is nothing more than a string renderer.
Yeah.
Bang. Okay, so that works, and we know it works because it was covered before by default. Given multiple rows, returns correct string, like I get it. So AB should return that.
Yep.
And we can even, I suppose, we'll do environment. Because in some future world this can run on Linux as well. Some ASCII next special land. Right, cool, that's good. So we now have coverage over here. There's just that one case here. So test format given null list returns empty string. Just, in fact, it was probably quicker to type it. Just copy that test and change every single thing about it. Yeah, equal to string empty.
Yeah. And then back.
And that will work, so I'm happy. So let's get that out of here. Let's move it into another class somewhere over there. Great. And let's get rid of the output formatter because I don't really care about it. It's not very interesting. Cool, you're still green. Back to the stuff we care about.
Well, we still got. Don't know what the key combination is to go back to previous screen.
Control minus.
Okay.
Just moves
Not
you
Control
backwards.
E.
Yeah, Control minus moves you backwards repeatedly.
Okay. So in output formatter,
Alt Shift L will bring you the Visual Studio.
We've still got this hack in at the end, which was to cut out cut the new lines off to simplify the tests.
Yep.
Whereas now we could quite simply just do output. Come on. ToString. Okay, that's a new key combo.
There you go.
Turn. Not used to Windows in the slightest. Right, so if we do that, tests are going to fail again, but most of them are just because they're now missing.
But do we want a final new line?
Well, if you print this out on the console, if you don't, then the next terminal prompt would be on the
It's
end.
not a
of
terrible shout. It probably should have a new line at the end of it, shouldn't it?
So it's a case of adding.
No, not there. You want it after the equal to, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So that one should pass again, and then that one needs another one at the end.
That one needs another one.
And then everything passes.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. That makes.
And it's less code. There's less to go wrong.
Yeah, less crazy. Great. So what do we have left here? So this is fugly as hell, and if we let's write a rubbishy test that just runs this, and we'll see what we get. I'm curious.
It's like an acceptance level test.
Yeah, let's do this. So all right.
Do you want to use an actual picture?
Yep, we're going to use our rubber duck.
Yay!
We're going to see what the duck looks like. Duck you.
It's rather rude.
Only a little. So, going to completely cheat. So, now I have to remember how to load a bitmap. Bitmap.
Is there not bitmap.from file?
From file. There is a bitmap from file.
My memory is pretty good for things I've not used in.
And we have the ducky.pung. Ducky.pung. Oops. Hey duck. How you doing?
Too much duck.
Oops.
No.
Duck file. Quack equals. What did we call it? Something thingum.
ASCII thingum.
ASCII thingum. Not that.
No, not one of those. One
ASCII
of those.
thingum convert duck file. Is a duck file not a bitmap? Okay, it's an image. So image, get bitmap. Oh, I think it is actually.
It needs to cast. Yeah.
So it is.
Put a bitmap cast over it.
Yes. Something happened. Okay,
Expect
so
explosions.
formatted equals, what do we call the formatter?
Output formatter.
Formatter, format, quack, quick. Okay, so that's definitely didn't mean to do that. ASCII lines. Console.writeLine formatted. Actually, diagnostics writeLine. Debug. Denug. Oh come on, ReSharper. You should know me better than that. For a change, let's run this using NUnit. Oh, there's my line unit. Interesting. What are we not doing? Let's step through it and see what on earth just happened. Break into the first covering test at this line. Great. So we have a duck file. We have 546 lines, and they are all white. They are all white.
Yeah, they will be, because we only check for two states. Either it's black or it's white.
And what we're saying is they're
This
closer
is the Michael
to
Jackson
nothing.
test.
The Michael Jackson. We are closer to we're closer to white than black at this point, so we're getting white. Okay, great. So nothing. That's our acceptance tests say nothing. I didn't mean to recover. Let's just get that out of the way. Get out of the way. Okay. So I guess we want some other colours. So we got yellow, right? We know we've got yellow.
Yeah, but we don't deal with colour. We're dealing with shades.
But yellow is definitely not black and not white. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, let's dial it all the way back to our 1 pixel tests, because I think here are the interesting things. So let's just dupe this one up. Given 1. So we have kind of yellow and red in this thing.
I'd actually just go for. So you can make an assumption with colour that if you take any one of the channels, red, green or blue, that you could use them as a grayscale. Rudimentary.
Yeah.
So if you take the red, only the red, as we've done, and you could quite easily segment it and say ranges of 10 or 15.
Let's
and have a different character for each.
Oh, oops. So let's say this funny square, given a yellow. Great. Can we make that pass? This is the fun one. This is where all the action is.
Yeah.
So, someone needs to refux with that for great victory.
How on earth?
Let's just get this out. Let's just get this out here.
Yes.
Because it hurts. Colour to ASCII. It's not really. This line equals? Oh god, no. No. So unhappy with that. So unhappy with that. Let me, Control RM. So, no. Please don't put that in. Let's just... Okay. First, string this line. Okay, great. This line shouldn't be plus equals. But this should be plus equals. Bad ReSharper. You should have known better. Come on, everything needs to go green again. That's interesting. Oh no, that'll just be the one test that's already failing, right? Great. So everything's working except our one test. And we'll just verify that with our crunch test thing. Yeah, yellow. Okay, so at least we're in a bit of a bounded context here.
How do we define yellow?
Colour.yellow.
Is that even a colour.yellow?
Of course there is.
Colour
Because I put colour.yellow in.
yellow. There is a colour.yellow, which
So
happens to be...
FFFFF00.
So it's... Well, that's going to be weird. Because that's 255 red.
So the thing is, we're checking... yes, it is. Okay, that's good. Actually, that's good. First... So as long as we've only got one failing test still, then we're okay. I think... Please still be the same one failing test. Get brightness. I don't really know what brightness is, but it seems like a real thing. We'll go with that. I'll take it.
What is the brightness of...
But
Does everything still pass?
Yeah, except the one that we had. So if you click on the red lines here.
Because it's HSB. Okay. Hue saturation. Okay. So it's taking...
See, this is where I remember
brightness.
that you've done loads of work with colour before.
Yeah.
As you say HSB to me and I go and Google it.
Hue saturation and brightness. Okay, that will work.
Yeah? Yeah, happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Make yellow work.
Okay, making yellow work would be a little easier. Because
Okay.
if you put yellow into the test already...
Let's forget about equality.
Yeah.
I think minimum, like, we've got little windows, haven't we? Moving windows that we're capturing.
So I want to know what yellow looks like in terms of...
There you go.
Okay, that doesn't give me the HSB value.
Okay, but you can work it out. Okay, so let's cheat. We can do this. Yellow, colour, yellow, get brightness. .5. So I'm guessing it's 1. It's 0 to 1.
It's a 0 to 1 scale now.
So ironically,
it's
my yellow
right middle.
is exactly in the middle. That's perfect.
That never usually happens.
It never happened.
No.
The test data never work.
So in which case I am going to do so.
Elsif.
So
it's a switch statement, isn't it?
Yeah,
we can see the switch statement.
Well, it's ranges though, so it's not.
So I actually think it's a list of ranges.
Yeah,
it's a list of ranges with the key being the minimum possible value, and we'll
minimum though. That's.
Well, should we refactor this into a list of ranges to start with?
We could do. Let's make it pass first, then refactor it.
Let's do it.
Red green. So if brightness is 0, so I'm going to say if brightness to begin with is less than 0.25, else if brightness...
Missing your brackets and your spelling.
If is it else
Space.
if right okay brightness
You rusty.
Yeah.
Too many languages.
No, just not this one. If brightness is greater than 0.25, greater than equal to, or is less than 0.75,
yep.
Then I'm going to say this line is equal to... And what character did you use?
It was a little square. Go copy it. It's blatantly something that you don't have on your keyboard.
Where was it?
You've broken everything now, it's fine.
Yeah, no, where's the test gone?
Well,
oh, there it is.
Yep.
There you go. Why is it broken? So covered by 2 present tests, 2 failing tests. Which are the failing tests? Left click to show tests.
so what have we actually written here?
So bitmap happy perspective white line expected hash.
So you're saying if it's...
So if it's less
Why
than...
do we have two numbers here?
Because I still want the black to come out.
Why don't we... Firstly...
Yeah, sorry, the white to come out.
Why don't we do that? There you go.
Yeah.
What changed? Ah, it's just the equal value. Is it because by absolute fluke the other thing is 0.25?
No, because it should be 0.
There we go. There's our...
That works.
Cool. But that's obviously a little bit ugly. It's fine. We can do something about this. So, what we're actually going to... I hate seeing the word "this" in code. There we go. That makes more sense.
So why?
Okay. So, what do I want? I want a kind of want a dictionary. So, mappings. We'll come up with something better. Double.
It
Choose a
is
string. And I want 0.25 is hash. So we can do that. We're going to have 7.5 is uncomfortable character.
Yeah. And how do you do the top end?
So are we at 0 here or 1?
You're at
So heavier is 0, right? The closer we get to 0, the
yeah,
heavier
one
it
is full brightness, which is white.
1 is white. Okay, great. So that's space, and that will be 1. So I think for each var possibility in mappings, God, the variable naming here is a little bit off the chart. If right, first let's get my brightness up here. If brightness is less than or equal to possibility key, ASCII equals possibility value. That's going to break everything.
And also break.
It's going to break everything because it's in the wrong order, isn't it?
Well, no, also break. As in break out the loop. Otherwise, the thing will just keep adding.
Run out. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Of course. Something isn't building. Unassign local variable, obviously. So that should break everything. Let's just comment that out. And drop that in there. Really? Yeah.
No, that should work.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's the magic. So let's go back to our acceptance test.
And we now should have a rather splotchy looking.
Splotchy duck. Let's use resharper. So yes, of course. So we kind of do. Duck. We've got a duck. That's question. We use the character we used because it's totally.
Works though.
But that's a duck. So obvious answer is obvious. Yeah. We need to resample this because that's not cool. That's
I quite
not
like
cool.
it.
You like the. Ooh, are we back on air? That was weird. The encoder just crashed when we switched to a duck.
So, I've got a list here now. So, black should be an ampersand.
Black should be an ampersand. Really?
Yep.
Not a hash?
No.
Black should be an ampersand.
Yeah.
Is there an official list of ASCII
There's
characters?
I've got an official. Well, it's not an official list, but I
Okay,
have someone
cool.
has written a paper here on.
On ASCII art. Someone wrote a paper on ASCII art.
Yeah.
Of course they did. Thank you, internet. So black is ampersand.
Yeah. So do you want to create a constant with the characters in for it or something, and then we can refer to them?
Yeah. Let's do that. So let's just do it down here.
So
the stream's back online. Awesome. Sorry about that, guys. The YouTube streamer crashed. Colour. Haha. Passive aggressively sticking it to the Americans and ruining our language.
So
static string, and we're going to use.
Ampersand
is black.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got not ampersand. At, not ampersand.
Black is at.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
white is space.
White is space. Yeah.
Cool.
And then you've got greys in between.
Okay. Middle grey.
So right in the very middle would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be a plus symbol.
Plus symbol. Okay, so let's rejig our tests here. Well, first let's break all the tests. So
we can use our constant instead. And
so we're going to use that constant. So that's white. So that's colours to ASCII white. This is colours to ASCII. This is the middling one. So that's middle grey. And this is colours to ASCII black. And obviously everything is now broken. So colours to ASCII white.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Colours to ASCII black. Middle grey.
Yeah.
Middle grey. Perfect. And this is
white plus white.
Colours to ASCII white. A little bit.
It feels
it's just shorter.
There's another. I think there's another layer of abstraction here where you're passing. Right. You want to pass a colour to be converted, and then just have a colour conversion test.
ASCII colour middle grey.
Is that middle grey? Is that no? It's black. Black.
ASCII colour white and ASCII colour black. Great. And we're all green. Green. So let's delete all this. We don't need any of that anymore. It's junk. What's resharper tell me to do? That's definitely worse.
Ooh.
Definitely worse resharper.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely worse actually. It's interesting because I normally always go with the linky suggestions, but that has too many arrows and angle brackets in peculiar locations. Like it looks like everything is staring at brightness. It's possibilities and possibility keys all staring down brightness. Yeah, let's go with the crappy inner loops, which look nasty but they work. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, that's the thing. This is just ugly, but I can't think of any nicer way to express that concept.
Yeah, it's fine for now.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely fine for now. This is almost nice. Okay, mappings is silly. What is this? Color map. And this isn't a possibility. It's a candidate.
Brightness ranges, or
yeah. Brightness map.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. If brightness map candidate. I don't like that, but it is what it is. There's the value. Okay, and this obviously doesn't even need to be in here.
Yep.
So I take that out and see if resharper will do it for me. Oh, come on, don't make me type. You're going to make me type, aren't you? I'm going to spite you and copy and paste. Cool. And we can probably chuck that down here. And we get the pixel. And actually you can be static quite happily. And then resharper's going to tell me off. There we go. That's nice. Nice, I like it.
I'm not sure about the method name.
This line, no, that's horrible. This line.
This line.
No, we're not going to do this line. This is convert to ASCII.
Yeah.
From a colour, again, this pixel, a single pixel. I really hate that whole convention of this.
Well, it's not a pixel, it's just a colour.
Yeah,
which makes me think that this has nothing to do with the ASCII converter anymore. And it's static, which means that it's...
Well, everything here is a static.
Well,
there is
it
no
still
state.
doesn't access... So it's used internally. It could always stay static. It probably doesn't belong in here.
You're absolutely right. Converter. Because actually this whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goes in something like that.
Going to public, and then colour converter can be used elsewhere.
I mean, because this is such a
statics later.
yeah, that's, and this is such a synthetic example that all of it is stateless.
Yeah.
So let's change that to colour converter. Oh God. No.
Wrong colour converter.
No, this one, specifically this one. Convert to ASCII.
There we go.
Pixel.
Which means we could move some of our tests down now.
Of course. I will not relent to American no, I will relent to American spelling. I must be consistent. Pains me. Convert to ASCII. Convert. And I suppose... Oh, I'd already done it there. I'd done it there. Yeah. This looks good.
Should those ASCIIs at the bottom belong to the colour converter?
They do.
No, those ones. ASCII colours.
Good point.
As long as they're still public static.
I think they probably should. Like it is the concern of this thing.
Yeah.
And
they are going to change together.
It means the syntax here is a bit nicer as well.
But it doesn't mean you have to change the tests now because they'll all balk. They'll all balk.
That's fine because we can just do this colour converter. We'll swap it out piece by piece. So bang, 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 bang. Gonna stop saying bang. Done. Why is everything red? That's interesting. Interesting.
Static members not allowed to refer to the static members, is that?
I think it's that they're not initialised at the point that this is initialised.
Yeah.
I just learned something new.
Oh, there is order to them.
Right.
I think I have come across that before.
Yeah, and that's what Resharper was warning us about.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can... This is fine. That's
Sweet.
why we have the tests. So we want to really pull out all this stuff here isn't that useful.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we have it as part of a bitmap. I mean, the things about the dimensions is very useful. The fact that we're making sure that we're getting the right composition of pixels. But we need to take basically all our 1x1s
and convert them into...
are going to come into tests for the ASCII converter.
Yeah.
They're going to come into tests, they're going to become tests. So it's these here. Those three. And it's a colour converter. Oops.
Ooh.
Get me out of here. No, actually we have the tests.
Yeah.
So we don't want bitmaps, we don't want anything. We just want color converter, convert to ASCII. And actually, let's make this easier for ourselves to start with. Convert, convert, convert.
Yeah. Now just paste the colours in, we're done.
Yeah, so we put that up, and that goes there, and you disappear. And this comes out here. And this comes out here. And that still must be wrong, right? And that's because
No longer arrays.
no longer arrays coming back. Yeah. Great, we're going green.
All green?
Given white. It's not a pixel.
Yeah.
Black.
No, that's not hash anymore, it's a...
I think this is needless repetition.
Yeah.
Yellow. Okay, great. And ironically, we're now not using our helper method. So these are all the actual interesting cases of orientation.
Yeah.
So let's take this out, and these are ASCII Thingham tests. I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it. Append to duck you? No, move. Great, so you're out there. We have our ASCII Thingham. Yeah, you can come out. Color converter tests. Color converter. So if we look at what we've got over here, we've got acceptance tests, right, so let's just, obviously this isn't the layout of a real assembly, but we'll drag the tests out into tests. Let's just adjust those namespaces. There's another test there. Great. So we've got acceptance tests, ASCII Thingham, color converter. So what is the ASCII Thingham? This is actually our image converter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a transcode.
Well, it doesn't take it does take an image, doesn't it? It passes the image down.
Let's try that out for a name.
Quantizer? Probably the right name, but probably a bit esoteric.
Why would you call it a quantizer? I don't know, legitimately.
Quantizing, taking sections of images and converting them to single colours, but it doesn't do that yet, so probably a bad name if you don't know what the
image transcoder to ASCII lines.
Yeah.
And this is exactly the conversation we were having about using the method name there, which you're absolutely right is a little bit repetitive. Find and replace. No, maybe gone. Find in, replace in files. Find convert underscore void convert underscore void to ASCII lines underscore, and I want to look only in this file. Replace all. Cool. It's taking me less time to run it by hand. You live and you learn.
Right. So,
what have we got left?
More colours or segmentation?
So let's run our acceptance test first and see what it looks like now.
Because that's always fun.
Yeah. Hello, Mega Duck. And text editors don't tend to come with a zoom feature, so you can check it out at a distance. That's actually looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good. Great.
And those ranges actually clear the image up quite nicely.
Yeah, it's... Okay, so what other... Let's do more colours, because I think that'll be our big piece de resistance. Solution Explorer. So, colour converter tests. Know where we're going.
So
just out of curiosity, Can I write a test case for this? Can you use... Can you use... No, you can't. That's really annoying. Because that's it's a struct. Interesting. I totally thought that was just an enum.
Do we want to try and add a shade either side of the middle? So go for a...
Oh, that's interesting. It's a known colour. So you can return a colour from a known colour. So the reason I say that, let me just... Oh, it's an internal constructor. That's really annoying. Damn you, Microsoft.
Can you...
I was hoping that I could use known colour wheat.
Well, if we could just shoot. Can you can you do color.hsb and create a color with exact brightnesses? Bright now.
Let's find out. Bright now.
What's the plural of brightness? Is it bright?
Interesting. Actually, CCCX set.
No, maybe you'd have to do it from
to ARGB to known colour, so I can get the known colour.
Is there a color dot? Is there a static?
Is there a static? Yeah. No, the colour type is mad. That's what I'm
There's no .hsb or to.
So not statically. So if I do new colour, this is where someone's watching is like, I totally know how to do this. Okay, so colour CCCX. We can get. Can we just set those? No. No, you can't. It's interesting, actually.
C# new HSB.
Shows how often we're in this end of the API, really. But it's okay. I was just seeing if we could refactor the tests into a nice way there. Okay, so what's the simplest other refactor? We could write a test that just we'll do it Java style. We'll do it rubbish Java style, and we'll have a dictionary at the top, and then we'll just loop in the test. It's not a great thing to do in tests, but given this amount of duplication, I'd rather do that. So what we're really saying is public dictionary of what do we want? What are we testing? Color converter white. So these are strings and these are colors.
Yeah.
So color string equals new test cases, new dictionary. Stupid David. Syntax. Of color string. I'm not sure whether I like this or not, but I'm going to go with it for now. Typing really helps. So color white, not wheat. Color converter, no.
Wrong one.
White. I can just do for each test pair in test cases this. And I would normally never do this, but normally I'd just use a test case which would be more explicit, but given the funny state of the colour class, I think this is kind of acceptable, or at least tolerable. I'll go with tolerable rather than acceptable. Do that. So we've got 3 at the moment. And we want to say convert given known input returns known output. I mean, really super cheap. Super meta. It's interesting. Everything is broken. Is that the build failing? No, this is failing. Alright, oh. Yes, because it's a dictionary, so black goes to black, yellow goes to middle grey.
Yep.
And here we go. And we're actually saying test pair key, test pair value, and probably an actual message of test pair key didn't convert correctly. Does that? Oh. No, it's because of that. Cool, so we'll get a useful error message. So if I change, so let's delete these because they're dupes. So I have a test here, and if I change this to bring back like 4, this should give me a helpful error message.
Yep.
Yellow didn't convert correctly. Great, that's exactly what I'm going for. Perfect. So what else do we want? Somewhere in the middle.
So
I suppose the problem is here that we're taking absolute colours rather than the brightnesses.
Yeah.
And it's really brightnesses we're working with.
I was just looking for a way to do this, and there doesn't appear to be a great way of
making a colour with just a hue. Oh, can't we just take a pixel and set its brightness? I wonder.
No, I don't think you can. Colour.
Let's try it. So colour red, pixel. No, interestingly you can't.
So what I can do though.
Well, let's just go with some known colours though. Like we've got some nice test cases here. What do we want red to come out as? Or like a dark red.
So I can give you RGB values if that.
I'm not really sure about the API for that stuff, to be honest.
Is there no way of doing a new colour with an RGB, like red, green and blue in...
I mean, colour doesn't have any...
Is there a...
So you can't set any of these, they're all read-only properties.
But is there no constructor
Nope.
arguments?
Nothing.
Well, how on earth do you create a colour then? Is there no colour from hex?
Bitmap.
Colour from hex?
Okay, let's do the bitmap thing. Again, colour. Okay, let's do what everybody else does when they're stuck. We're going to Google it. So colour from hex. C#. It's probably something really... Oh, obviously.
Colour converter.
That's obviously, ironically, system drawing colour translator from HTML. Interesting.
So what colour do we want? We want something after the mid grey, but darker or lighter?
Well, we want the beak is red on our duck, isn't it?
Yeah. So here is a dark reddy orange.
Okay, first
with a
let's convert these tests to hex. I think hex is a good thing that everybody understands.
Yeah.
And ironically, we then so test case white F.
Well, what I can do is I've got the colour red here, and I can give you. So if I say 0.
Okay, hold your horses. Let's do one thing at once. So, colour converter, string, hex, string expected. That's what we're putting in. So, FFFFF is colour converter white. Interesting, it won't let us use that. But white is a space. Okay, this feels like the right level of test for here. So if we put in FFFFFF and we take this here, so we'll do hex, input, I'm going to take that and we're going to put this here, output, so output is equal to expected, and that message doesn't apply anymore because it's test case. Great, so that actually worked. Of course it did. So, loads of Fs, black, is loads of zeros.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then.
And you want a middle ground colour.
And what was the black character? Ampersand.
At.
At.
Yeah. And then for a middle ground would be.
Well, let's convert these first. So yellow.
Yellow. So if you want yellow, it's 800000 as a middle.
Like that.
Yeah. So I've just.
And what
I've gone for.
Okay, cool. And
brightness of 50%.
Gotcha. And what should that be? What was our?
That was a
middle. It was plus.
Yeah.
So we're saying that hex color should, and it is. Great. So those are our original 3 test cases.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's nice and makes sense.
You don't actually need to set those last 4 Fs. You can make them all zeros. It'll still pass.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
It's interesting, isn't it?
That was interesting.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Do I need 4 Fs? 5 Fs?
How weird. Oh.
5 Fs is enough Fs.
Yeah.
I'm going to use all 6 Fs.
The brightness must not be the same brightness that I'm using here, but that works.
Great.
So if we want a middle, if we want a colour between white and grey,
yeah,
then we can have.
Use a little hex picker. Workwithcolour.com.
Yeah. So you can take that number and put a 4 in front of it instead of an 8.
And what should I be getting here?
And if we're going for a lighter colour, then it's going to be a minus.
And we have one failing test somewhere else now.
Yeah, because another colour will be out of sync.
Oh no, this is. We're looking at the failing test. Being silly. So if we're going to convert. I'm not sure these properties are giving us much value now. To be honest. Because we're only using them inside the class. So let's put them all back in line. So where would a minus come in? Is it between? Is a minus at like 50?
No. So if white is 0 and if grey is 50, then I've put the minus at 25, at 0.25 between them. So the numbers would become. We have to put some new ranges in place.
So what do you want here? I'll let you drive.
So
Control D duplicates a line.
Control D. So let's say minus plus. Right. So let's go less than 15. Well, actually, it's 25 less than 15. Either side of that would be 30. Well, that's now the middle, 75. That's fine. And 1.
Okay, so something is failing. Something is failing to build. Ncrunch is confused. We're going to go with Ncrunch being confused. Let's just resynchronize Ncrunch and see if we're wrong or it's wrong.
No, that's it.
6 failing. Oh, something's just still failing over here. And the one that's failing, system type initialization exception. That was not what I was expecting.
That's a new one.
What happened? What happened? So what did I change? The type initializer for color converter through an exception. So it's something to do with this here. Obviously, because that's where the cross is.
Nope. What's the exception say?
An item with the same key has already been added. I think it's confused. I think that was true briefly. Let's just cycle Ncrunch completely. So those keys look pretty unique to me. Let's use resharper. See if it fails as well.
It does.
But it fails differently, so this is a real failure. So we expected a minus but got an at sign for 4,000 for whatever number that is. Okay, fine. Let's have a look at
oh, that's sorry. It's my fault. It's a typo. Go back. 35. Now you're gonna get some other errors. What's the error?
So we're getting 5 tests, but I think it's exactly the same set. Yeah, it's just this. It's 8,000 actually, is the one that's failing now. I expected a plus, so we've encroached on 8,000's territory. Does that make sense?
It shouldn't do, because if that one is, can we breakpoint it and just look at the colour values, the brightness values?
Let's do it. Because break into first failing test at this line.
Maybe the values that I expected.
So FF 4000.
Yeah, but what's the brightness value? Can we expand that? And so, what colour was that one?
Thanks, resharper. Let's go back in here. So.
Oh, it was full.
So 2 of them are failing. 4,000 and 8,000 now.
Okay.
So break into this selected test at this line. So hex is 8,000 expected plus.
And
you can probably do
brightness value
input.
Ooh, immediate.
Let's go to immediate.
Yeah, 0.25.
It's bigger than 0.25.
Yeah, but the ranges were. 8,000 was what? 8,000 was supposed to map to what? Plus. That was the middle colour. That's wrong.
Yeah, because we introduced this one.
That's the wrong way round, isn't it?
So you reckon?
So no, I think the colour converter I used.
There you go, green. Oh.
Yeah, no, I think the colour converter we used is actually wrong because if you look at the values of these when they were coming out, they were coming out as less than I expected.
Okay.
So whatever value that brightness is.
However, 3.5 is lighter than this, right?
Yeah. We could just no, because we have to create test data.
So we kind of want a 15, a 25, a 50, and a 75, right?
Yeah. And the 75 would be the hash. Sorry, that should be hash. That should be minus. Because that's the darkest. There we go.
So we're doing that.
So now we're going to.
Everything is probably failing here. Actually, just the 4,000 that's wrong.
We should put another test in there for the hash.
Yeah, so 4,000 says at. So you're. Oops. 4,000 is an at. Definitely not that. So 4,000 is an at. And that's black. So black. So you reckon.
That should be a hash, not an at.
And what colour should this be? Should it be 4,000?
It should be 4,000, but that colour converter is obviously not giving us the right colours. So what's failing? Is it just the 4000?
Yeah, just the 4000.
So make that brighter then, make it 5.
There we go. Awesome.
So now all we've got to do is one more test to cover the minus. So
this is
between
how it
8
is
and
here,
F,
isn't it?
yeah. Make that A. Nope. B. No. D. F. Keep going until we get there.
Isn't that just white?
No, it's not white because it's F0, which is...
So we're getting a plus. And we're expecting a hash, so we need something slightly less bright.
Oh.
You know.
No, hang on.
Let's just get a colour wheel up. Where do you want us? There you go, I'll let you drive.
Sorry, let me just double check this. So that's white. So
yeah.
And it's saying we're getting. So it's F0 is getting a.
No, that's not the run. That's the test. So you want to be on this line here.
So F0
is getting a plus. So
it's getting.
It's right. One out of whack.
Okay, so let's go for E. There you go.
Bingo.
Oh no, that still didn't work. Too high.
Do you want to get the colour wheel?
Put E in. And
let's paste this in the colour wheel.
And that's saying that it's 93.
So just bring it down.
No, that's right.
Test disagrees.
How do I see the...
Click it.
What was plus? So expecting minus, but was plus. Yeah.
So E0000 is falling into the plus bracket. We've already tried that.
Why? I'm baffled.
Why? So which one's the brightness here?
These here.
So this should. We want to be. So we're expecting plus. So we need to be around the 50% brightness.
Hang on. Let's try. So it needs to be.
Let's grab this. No, still broken.
Oh, hang on. Go back to the colour ranges.
Yeah.
No, in the test. So 50, 75. So it needs to be less than. So like 74. And it's saying BD0000.
BD.
Yeah. But.
You know what? We'll come back to this. I'm not that worried about it.
Should we run the duck?
Let's see what the duck looks like. And acceptance tests. Come on, duck.
Was that someone tweeting us telling us to hurry up?
Let's have a look at this duck.
Does he have a bell? He kind of does.
Kind of does. There's too much plus in here, I think. But it's looking pretty good.
It's very hard to tell at that scale.
Right. Okay, so should we do the simple hack first? Let's just resize the duck. And let's do it in here. Set resolution. Do that. That work? I'm going to presume it works.
I don't know what that's going to do, but we'll see.
No, I don't think that works.
No. I think you actually have to do. There's a resize operation.
There is. And I'm
Image.resize.
Totally just going to Google that. There we go, something junky. Copied from Stack Overflow like a pro.
Are we reading the chat?
No, we're not reading the chat. Let's have a look. We've just been asked if we're reading the chat. I'm going to try and find the link to the chat, which ironically I posted to Reddit. Let's get this really meta. Oh god, there are people here. There we go. We're now reading the chat. But nobody's being especially useful, so we're going to continue. Right, let's copy this nasty piece of code in here from Stack Overflow. We'll go with it. Resize image. Image to resize is a duck file. New size 100 by 100. Fine. And yeah, cool.
Cheers, Diego.
And that's coming out as an image.
Is there a 2-bit map on the image?
Let's go with that.
That seems to what you have to. It's 2 different types now. Can't.
Yeah. So this is now an image, and that is expecting a bitmap. It's basically that. We just make a new bitmap. It's being silly. Size 100 by 100. Duck sized. Oh, we're missing undo.
Yeah. That's it in.
No, we have to do something to it. So we get an image out here, that's an image. This is actually a bitmap. Cast it to an image.
No, or you need a bitmap for the ASCII lines.
We'll give it the duck sized. Get rid of that. And let's run this. Booyah.
Yeah.
Booyah.
That
It's
looks
a very,
like a
very,
duck.
very, very creepy duck. But it works. Excellent. So the only thing... Oh. What's going on here?
Is that still the encrunch thing failing? Because
That's interesting. No, this is something different. The same key is
Oh.
already added. Is this horrible static type junk?
No. Is this because we changed the map so that the...
No, I don't think it is actually. Ooh, statics.
It really doesn't like that.
No, I hate. Let's be done with this static horribleness, because we should know better than this, and it's causing us problems. So let's just do that. And here I think it was just
Too much static.
something to do with the statics and the type initialization and the
But it
test runner.
passes.
It works. Happy with it. Totally happy with it. So the thing that our acceptance test told us is that our duck needs to be resized
Yeah.
to a target thing here. To ASCII lines. Let's see, we've got around, let's say we've got 20 minutes to time box this. Let's get the resize in. And this is a good candidate for the tests for the actual image transcoder itself, because this is actual functionality of the image transcoder. I hand you an image, you give me an ASCII rendering of that image in what's appropriate for ASCII, and that means if I give you a super HD 4K res image of a set of mountains, I still want something that'll fit in my console window.
Yep.
Okay, so how do we want to do this? So, transcoder tests. Let's jump back over here. So this is fine. 1x2. Okay. First test.
Go on.
Test. So, do ASCII lines. So let's say we want everything 100 by, like, maximum constraint to 100, don't we? Basically. How wide's a console window?
It depends what we're using. But, yeah.
We reckon 100 by 100.
Yeah.
We probably don't want to constrain. We want to constrain the width, don't we?
The problem we're going to find is the.
I know, it's the whole best fit thing.
If you divide, well.
Image resizing. We could still a problem in 2015.
Well, the squares have to be an equal size for this to work. So if you said, like, divide every image height and width by 4, it's going to stretch.
Yeah, it's classic image resizing junk. But what we want to do is we want to take its biggest dimension and make that maximum of 100 pixels.
So you're going to size the
No, we
image?
want to size it to the console, don't we? We don't want to size it to the image. So say we say, okay, console line, let's Google it. Standard Windows console width, because who remembers that crap? 80 characters.
But
so we're going to bound it to 80.
Well, you want to bind it to the height, because the height is the limiter. It's always a rectangle.
Let's just write the first test.
Bind it to the width
is greater than 80.
If you have to scroll, you have to scroll.
Yeah, image is sized. Because of course this is presuming that we're targeting console output rather than some noddy weird scene info file on some horrible, terrible piece of software somewhere.
No.
So, width is greater than 80, image is sized to 80 wide, and rendered. How do we even test that? Feels like we need to... actually, this feels like this should be consuming an image resizer.
Yeah.
In through the top, really. It's not really anything to do with this. In fact, it's... all it is resizer called. That's really... it's testing implementation, isn't it? It's testing implementation. We don't really want to do that.
The difficulty will be you'd have to make this work. You'd have to generate an image that you could resize.
No, we can do this. We can do this really, really easily. We'll come back to the name in a minute. Bitmap equals new bitmap. So we've got 1 by, so 1 high, width is 100. So we've got one of those.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting that the line that comes out should be 80.
Yeah, do it that way. We know that image resizing works. It's part of .NET. We want to test that.
So I want to do image transcoder to ASCII lines, bitmap, assert that text line 0 length is equal to 80. You just pulled the short straw.
No, this is
like not fair.
Well, to be fair, you say not fair, but
go on. You can copy it from the hacky test if you want.
Take the existing bitmap, give it a new size. Bitmap dot. No, it's width, isn't it? Have you got your test the right way round?
Maybe. I don't know.
Get height.
It's just height.
Is it just height?
No, but you're not using Java. We have properties. It's fine.
I want my getters and setters back. Not really.
New size, dude.
Oh, sorry. New size. And then...
You totally cheating. Awesome.
Converter, bitmap, height. And I'm going to use this bitmap here.
Yeah. And is there any more usages on it? No,
No.
that's it.
There we go. Save.
4 things failing.
Explosions.
Yeah, not good enough, Chris. Not good enough. Nice try. Guard condition, dude. You can totally cheat. Just reassign bitmap.
Hang on. So, how do I get back to the test?
Control minus. Let me minus my way there. There you go.
Okay, so we said... Yeah, I think that's the wrong way around, though. That's...
Yeah, the test is wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry. 1. Still fails.
Still fails. Should be
Because you're
80.
resizing our 1x1s right now. So you're resizing our 1x1s to 80 pixels wide. The duck is not going to be happy with this.
Are you going to animate the poor duck? Come on, no animating the duck.
Sorry, we can now see the chat. Just put a guard condition around it. Force me to do the work.
So we
just check the width of the bitmap, dude. Don't resize it if it's not greater than 80.
Okay.
Just cheat. Yagni.
Fine. Hadn't thought about that. Good. There you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, if it compiles.
It will. Eventually. Let me get there.
And there we go.
And
Why are we
now...
still red? Why are we still red? What is red? Interesting.
I know why. No. So...
Yeah.
Not 180. Okay, so what's still failing?
Oh, look, that's the wrong way around. Look, it's covered now. This line. So before we had greater than 100.
Yeah.
And if we'd have been paying attention,
it
we'd have noticed it wasn't covered. So it's greater or equal to 80 and not greater. Spaceship 80, and it's this, isn't it?
Yeah. There we go. I got hundreds fixed on the hundreds.
Yeah. No, I'm lost as well. Test. Cool. So resizer called, so it gets crunched down. Great. What happens to its height? Okay, you just go. Awesome. Oh, do I have to maths?
Yeah.
I hate having to maths.
Do you want to maintain aspect ratios? No, but I get to write the test. Hang on.
Yeah,
hang
go
on.
on.
Actually, to be fair, I can't write a test that makes you do the aspect ratios.
I was going to say, you have to maths
Damn
to
it.
write the test. We can just squish it into a bounding box.
Well,
I mean,
to be fair, we're constraining by the width here, so...
If we just... simplest possible implementation, we constrain by the width, and then it's 2 ifs. We constrain by the height as well. Yes, it means our aspect ratio will be a bit wacky.
Well, let's not bother constraining by that. Let's just do the straight. Scale lines, if width is greater than 80... maintain aspect ratio.
You're not allowed to just say that. You have to do the maths.
All right, I will do. I'll
You
write
do
the
the
test
maths.
and implement it. Because I so I'm gonna have to make this hard for myself, aren't I? So I'm gonna make it a 2-to-1, and then the is it length or size?
Length.
Text.
Text line 0. Length.
No, because
Count.
get lines dot count is equal to. Now I've got to work this out.
We do have a calculator over here as well.
Right. Oh, this is going to suck, isn't it?
We could just not bother. We know what we have to do here. We could just not bother.
I'm determined. We've
You
got a
wanna
few
do it?
minutes
Okay.
left.
Okay, we'll do it.
So if it's 100 divided by 80, 1.25. So it should be.
Yep.
I think that should be some simple.
Okay. So this is when the
Well,
height is.
if it's
200.
double than this one, and we're maintaining, I think. I'm waiting for a chat session for someone to go. No,
That's
is
not how you maths.
totally not right.
So what number is our upper bound? What's Windows default?
All you got to do is work out apply the.
Oh, you just want to resize the.
Yeah, just apply the. If the width is greater than 80, then let's just apply the.
transform
Instead
there,
of taking the height, let's just do the math in there.
Okay,
Job
so
done.
height is. Go on, walk me through it.
So I did.
Oh, this is embarrassing. GCSE maths.
So what did I do? I did.
There's nothing like seeing the real coal face of software development, where people do calculations on their phone for maths you went to do at 15.
Yeah. Thanks. So I did the bitmap dot width divided by then the max size, which was 80, and then did.
So is that the ratio? Basically?
Yeah, and then just did height divided by. Let's rename that to something sensible. How do I rename?
Ratio. Control RR.
Yeah, I'm waiting for.
What we probably want to do here actually is pull this out here. Call it like scaled height. We'll do that. We'll take that in there. Scaled height. So we've got scaled height. Is there? And I had a thought and I lost it. Rob's being very smart in chat and telling us to work out the percentage of the original. Okay. Test is still failing. Which is interesting. You thought it'd be passing by now. Expected 160, but it was 200. Is that the test being wrong?
No.
No, because it's still 200.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see what happened.
Oh, it's an integer.
Yeah.
Put a decimal place on the end of one of those.
Yes, that was actually what my... Probably need to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
Why are you angry? Oh. Shh. Yes, I know. I know precision will be lost.
Strange things will happen here.
Oh. Look at how we totally crashed the code rather than...
Yeah.
Go on, what have we done? 0.
Oh yeah, because absolute would.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay.
Can you breakpoint it there and let's just
first? Let's just do that.
High,
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, 160. That's right.
Yeah.
So
why isn't a cast just working?
2 in 32.
Yeah. Convert. Oh yeah!
Hooray!
Shall we see what a duck looks like while everyone quietly laughs at our maths?
It's a Sunday afternoon. I think we should be let off for that one.
Come on, little ducky. Yes. Yes.
Hey!
Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to grab a browser.
Oh, hang on a minute. It's still got scale in it. Take that out of the test.
Oh yeah. And that's an image.
Bitmap.
Bitmap. Still good.
Hey!
And that was from before. It isn't actually failing. Copy. Save image as. So let's see what happens. When we take this .q
Trapdoor.
and there we go.
It's not great, but
So and it's not
It
great
needs
because
more-
it's got a colourful background,
yeah, it needs more gradients in it as well.
which is interesting because it has a colourful background. I wonder if there's some kind of pre-parsing thing you could do to remove backgrounds and things in a real implementation.
Where's the picture again?
Trapdoor.
Oh yeah, because it's got a dark background. Okay, that makes
Okay,
sense.
so if we take this here,
That's a transparent background. So you can
watch
confuse
it break differently. Save image as trapdoor3.pung. Cool. And let's get that included. Just realised I didn't copy that to output, so the tests will fail. Interesting. So, file not found. Trapdoor3.png. It definitely exists. Trapdoor3. Copy if newer. I think this is nCrunch being a little bit silly.
Run it through a unit again.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a unit.
Hey!
And there we go. Ah, we got our characters the wrong way around. everything is inverted. That was white. No, it was transparent.
Yeah, I think
and it's the brightness of transparent is...
it's probably returning...
It just shows you the real edge cases, doesn't it? There we go.
Yeah, because it is getting darker on the scales there, and it's getting dark at the edge of the flame, so...
So let's save Trogdor 3. Pung.
Run it again.
We'll run it again. I think it just needs rebuilding, cleaning, and all that stuff. Just build it so hard that it...
There we go.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
That's pretty cool. I'm pretty pleased with that. And just over our 2-hour timeline. Perfect. Awesome. So we're going to sign off now. But if you like this, come and watch us hopefully next week, maybe midweek. We're going to keep on making these. We do different TDD katas as we go, and it should be a lot of fun. So I hope this was interesting. Hope you guys out there maybe learnt something about the tedium that is
how not to do some
colour
things.
correction, how bad we are at maths, and a little bit of fun ping-pong pairing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Damn it, they didn't get the sign off.
No, still streaming.